Okay, so we're just leaving Pangboche and making our way up along the river still, obviously. The Kosi River is the highest river in the world, which is pretty cool. We're right above it. We just passed the area where you'd cross if you were going to go over to Ama de Blam base camp or climb Ama de Blam. And we are going to make our way up through a small village here, and then right up in here, and then it kind of drops off. We go up the valley and we head up into the first big U-shaped valley. We've been in a V-shaped valley carved by the river, and the U-shaped valley up above carved by the glacier. And we'll see the big U flat bottom valley here shortly. But still some high clouds. Had a couple views of Ama de Blam this morning. The sun's kind of peeking out now, so maybe we'll get some views by this afternoon or sometime during the day on our way or when we get to Periche. So beautiful day for hiking. Okay, we're in Periche, and it's a nice day. It had some clouds this morning, but they've kind of burned off. Got Ama de Blam right here. We stay here at the Himalayan Hotel. And this is the site of the Himalayan Rescue Association's aid post medical clinic. We'll go check that out. Got my Cholatse over here, Lobache over here. Way over there you can see Chou. And we're looking up the valley here that we would trek up and go up the Khumbu to Lobache and then Gorikshep. So this is a really important post for when groups are coming up. We are just hitting 14,000 feet. We spend 2 nights here, and this is where we're going to help rebuild this aid post that has been here since 1973. It's the Himalayan Rescue Association's Periche aid post. So what we're doing is we're going to rebuild it, and I'd like to try to do the whole thing. We're going to start by this small building right here is where they give their 3 o'clock medical briefing to trekkers and climbers, mostly trekkers. And when they come up into here, you can see in the surrounding mountains, we're in a pretty harsh environment. If you look at the hillsides, very little, if any, vegetation. This is the first big U-shaped valley here that was formed by glaciers, as opposed to a V-shaped valley formed by rivers down lower. And we're surrounded by these amazing mountains. Every day at 3 o'clock, the doctors that staff this during the trekking and climbing season give a lecture here on high altitude acclimatization, acute mountain sickness, high altitude pulmonary edema, and high altitude cerebral edema, and talk about how and why it's so important to take your time ascending into altitude so your body acclimatizes and you can do so safely. And we're starting by gonna take this building down, and then we're going to we've got plans. We've already funded it. We're going to get ready, and in the next month or so, there'll be a completely brand new building there. And that'll be really nice. These buildings were built in the early 70s, so they're much need of an update, repair, and they see a lot of traffic. This aid post sees hundreds and hundreds of patients a year, 800 or more. And 80% of them are local Nepalese people, which is very important. So up in these outlying areas, whether it's from Pangboche or Pangboche, here in Periche or Lobache, or even up in Gorikshep, people that get sick are going to come a long way to this aid post to see a medical doctor, which is a really nice thing to do. So we want to rebuild it and bring it up to date and help out. A couple years ago, we rebuilt the Himalayan Rescue Association aid post in Manang, which is over on the near the Annapurna circuit, near the mountain of Annapurna, and that's their other big outlying one. Here's a really neat sculpture, and this sculpture, unfortunately, has all of the, it's a memorial, and it's got all of the climbers that were killed on Everest over the year listed out. From the very first one in 1922, which must have been on the north side, through the most recent ones, and then extending on to the wall over here. A lot of people that have been killed on Everest. But a lot of people suffer from high altitude illness when they trek up here, whether it's acute mountainous sickness or fluid in the lungs, pulmonary edema, and these doctors play a critical role in aiding to those patients, and as well a lot of the local Nepalese people that live in the area, things as simple as dysentery and other ailments that they have, and they can come and be seen here. So we're excited to, you can see how old and weathered this building is here. We're excited to be able to reconstruct something that's going to stand the test of time for the future and the years to come. And then the main here has a reception room. It's got examination room, and then it's got a room if people need to spend the night. It's got a supply room for other medications, gamma bag, and other things like that. And then on this side over here, it's got a living quarters where they actually live. The doctors live, that man the post 24 hours a day. It's open daily, and then of course anytime there's an emergency, they're there to help out. So we're excited to be able to rebuild this structure as well. Might take a couple years, as a lot of them do, and we fund them through the Human Outreach Project, a really important part of worldwide trekking, and giving back to the areas that we travel to and back to the people in these communities that support us so well and our group so well over the years. So it's a beautiful day in Periche. We're going to take a helicopter ride here, and this trek only came from Lukla up to Periche because we're breaking ground on this new building, and I needed to come check in on it and get things going and get things heading in the right direction for us, so we can continue this project over the next couple years and build a completely new facility here for the local people and the trekkers and climbers that come enjoy the Khumbu Valley.